just finished reading this book here, The Perfect Assessment for Learning book by Claire Gadsby. It is brilliant. I can't recommend it enough, actually. The book kind of highlights, for me, cover what they call activating learners, which is looking at peer assessment, formative feedback, dispelling some myths, and giving some absolutely brilliant best practice tips. Demonstrating assessment for learning progress. There's a wonderful section in the book all about what you can do in your lessons to kind of demonstrate the progress that's happening through really great assessment for learning tips, which is brilliant for any teacher who hears, how are you going to demonstrate that and panics, or just hears what progress is happening and panics at that, which, let's face it, we've all done. And then there's even a fantastic section on embedding assessment for learning as a whole school, which any school leader should be interested in, and even how to engage parents in assessment for learning. Really brilliant. For the size of the book, you would be amazed at how much is covered in this book. It's full of really practical ideas. What I like about it, and what I like about any book for education, is that you can just pick it up, thumb through it, and you can instantly find something that you'll probably go, I'm going to use that tomorrow in my lesson. It works at every level. It works for every classroom teacher. It works for someone like myself who's a middle leader, who's kind of thinking, how am I going to give my team some ideas that they can use in the classroom? And it works for school leaders, like I say, how to engage parents. There's some really great ideas in how to engage a whole school and get people on board. It's got really innovative tips. It's just great. It's just really good book. It comes with some really good sections on how to generate discussion. My view here is that I would say the book's just perfect to generate discussion within departments about assessment for learning. What is good practice, and how can you improve on what you perhaps already think is good practice? I think it's one of those books that everyone should buy it, read it, and then get a highlighter pen and go at it. I've got whole sections of this that I've kind of... just going to try and show you some examples. Whole sections of this where I've kind of gone through and just found wonderful bits that I'm going to use with myself and my own practice, and raise awareness amongst my team. It's just brilliant. One of the sections I really love about it is there's a section on how to get reluctant teachers on board. And assessment for learning is one of those things that actually you sometimes even get the best teachers who are reluctant to adapt their assessment for learning practices because they've been doing something for years that always works. Or you'll come across teachers who just see assessment for learning as too much work. It's going to create more for their workload, and that's not necessarily the case. This book has some brilliant ideas in it to really help you do assessment for learning simply and effectively. Anyway, really, really good book. I'm going to blog with some pictures from various sections of the book that I think are fantastic and worth reading, but Perfect Assessment for Learning. It's a great book. I recommend any teacher out there has this on their shelf.